exceptionally me, Shavonte, is joining Team TMI this morning. Good morning, beautiful.
Good
How are you?
morning. I'm good.
Girl, when I tell you, you are such an inspiration because you don't even realize how motivating you are. Like, you just over there living your life, minding your business, over here inspiring people. And I just want to give you your flowers and say, continue doing what you're doing, continue posting because it helps. It really does. And if nobody told you that, I want to be the first one to tell you your posts really matter. You matter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But welcome to Team TMI. Um, so thanks, Gigi. So I want to start off with, I always start off with, so I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I saw that you're a type 2 diabetic. Before your journey, were you on metformin?
So I've been on a few different things. I tried metformin very early on because I was diagnosed when I was 15. And
Okay.
so I did metformin for many, many years. And then I kind of just went untreated because metformin was just too harsh on my system.
Mm,
And then when Ribelsis came out, my doctor asked me, "Do you want to try Ribelsis?" And I was like, "I'm willing to try anything at this point. I need to do something." And so I did Ribelsis for, might have been about 7 or 8 months, and it just did not agree with me. And
okay.
so finally, I went untreated again for a few months, and then by then, MJ came onto the playing field, and she brought it up to me in like November of 2022, like November or December, and I was like, I'm not getting on that. I'm not gonna jab myself once a week. Who would do that? And
Right.
then I sat around on TikTok and watched people's videos for months, and it finally convinced me to just try it. I was like, it's worth a shot. One, one for controlling my type 2, and then two for me getting some of this excess weight off. And so March 2023, I finally went in her office and I was like, hey, I want to do it. And they had the sample boxes in the office.
Okay.
And I'll never forget, I told people my first jab was a little traumatizing because the nurse came in 5 minutes later and was like, okay, are you ready? I was like, no, I'm not ready. What do you mean? And she's like, we're going to do the shot in the office right now. I was like, she's like, so where do you want to put it? And I was like, oh, okay. So we're doing this.
What?
So yeah, my first jab was a little traumatizing, but I started in March 2023 and I've been gung ho ever since.
Wow. Okay, so you already answered my second question was if you brought it to your doctor or your doctor brought it to you. But you said that she brought it to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that they did that because my doctor just gave me the prescription and sent me on my way. Nobody told me how to do it, where to do it. I had to wait until I got the courage to do it to actually do it. So I
Mm-hmm.
got the prescription in December of 22 and didn't fill it till March because I was scared. I was like, I had never given myself a jab before. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I sat and waited. And it took me months to get my mind right to decide to do it. And that's my only regret is that I didn't start sooner.
I feel
And
the
that's the
same.
only regret. Right. Okay. So are you on brand or compound?
I'm on brand.
You on brand? Okay. So you stayed on brand for your entire journey? Because I know some people
Mm-hmm.
go back and forth. It's been okay. And do you want to share your starting weight and where you are now?
For sure. Um,
Okay.
I started at 399, and I'm currently, if you count this morning, I'm at 271, but my lowest was 269.
Yes, that is huge. That is, if my math is right, 130? You're
Mm-hmm.
down 130 pounds? Girl, I need all the information. I need all of it. I need to know breakfast, lunch, dinner. I need to know snacks. I need to know movement. I need to know all of it. What does your
You'd
morning look
be
like?
you'd be surprised how simple it is. Really and truly, There were times where I wasn't even eating breakfast. Like it just didn't even happen. Um, but for the majority of my journey, it's been protein oatmeal. Just something simple. I keep it very
Okay.
simple in the morning. Keep it very
Okay.
light in the morning. I used to work an earlier shift. Now I go into work at 11:30. So now my mornings have changed. I do all my fitness in the morning, and I eat my
Okay.
breakfast, and then I start work for the day. But my breakfast pretty much has been the same my whole journey because I don't really like breakfast. But I forced myself because I
Oh,
needed to keep my glucose balanced. So I eat
right.
breakfast in the morning now more than I did at the beginning of my journey. I was a little stubborn.
Okay. So you prioritize breakfast now. Um, what does your workouts look like in the morning?
So it can vary. I got these programs from this woman named, like, I think her name is Cy Pfeiffer, if I'm pronouncing it right. I followed her on Instagram for a long, long time. She inspired me because she was a 200-pound baddie. Like, I've never seen somebody look so physically fit at 200. We always hear the
Mm,
negative of 200s, and we never hear
right.
people who are all shaped, all nice. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm 200 pounds. I was like, where? Where are you hiding it? And so
Right.
I bought those programs a long time ago and never did them. And I was like, this
Okay.
journey, I'm going to just push and do whatever is in these. And she does a variance of like body weight exercises, resistance training. She's really big on being able to do it at home or in a gym, wherever you can get it
Okay.
in to do it. And so
Okay.
I've been doing those since I started my journey.
Okay. So for breakfast, because I'm taking mental notes. So for breakfast, we keeping it simple. Because I know I
Hmm.
do that too. I do the ratio. Your Greek yogurt is 25 grams
Hmm.
of protein, and then I put a teaspoon of flaxseed, a teaspoon of chia seed, a little peanut butter, and what else I put in there? Oh, my granola. So after adding all of that, I then can no longer eat the whole yogurt because I just added
Right.
so much to it. It's so thick and dense. I'm only eating half of it. But what I've learned how to do is because groceries be grocerying and I'm not wasting that yogurt, I put it in a
Hmm.
Ziploc bag and eat it the next day. Or later on that day, if I'm hungry in the afternoon, I'll eat some more. So yeah, keeping it simple in the morning. Okay, now are you a snack girly? And what are your go-to snacks?
Not really. I'll tell you, I used to be hardcore on pork skins. That was my go-to all day, every day.
Oh,
It was
that's
good
me.
protein. It was easy to get in. And so
Mm-hmm.
I used to just get them in. And then I got on 10 and nothing tasted right anymore. So that ruined it.
Okay. Right. Morning, Danny. So what happened with me was it was the Bake It brand of pork rinds that I was eating. And I don't know what was going on, if it was because it was the day after jab day, but I ate like half a bag. And yeah, it was, let me tell you when it was. It was the night that I was doing Sabrina's panel. I had eaten some like maybe 10 minutes before then. When I tell you 5 minutes into the panel, I felt so sick. I had to turn my camera off and run to the bathroom. I vomited, right? I do,
Hmm.
and I haven't had them since. They made me so sick. I was nauseous. I was vomiting. Then I got a migraine. All of
Yep.
this in the middle of the panel, right? So I was like, I am so sick, but that was definitely my go-to snack. Now I have to find a new one. I think I'm gonna have to go back to popcorn. Are you a popcorn girly?
I do like popcorn.
Okay.
Another one I'm really good for is I'll do popcorn. I used to do the pork skins. I used to be good about those Atkins bars, the caramel nut
Mm,
roll ones. And then
okay.
they started to taste funny on 10 changed my taste buds. It did something funky and stuff I used to love, I didn't love anymore. Then I started craving fresh fruit. And so now, like bags of
Mm,
mandarin oranges, I can go through a bag in like a week. Like it's nothing.
really?
Hmm.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're on 10 right now.
Hmm.
Is 10 the highest that you've ever gone up to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on 10 right now, but I'm going back down. So I went all the way up to 15. Then I couldn't find it in my area. And so I had to go back down to 12.5. Couldn't find 12.5. So now I'm back on 10 because I can, for some reason, always get 10. But I'm doing well on 10. I honestly don't feel a need to have to go back up right now because I've been losing potatoes on 10. And I don't have the super, um, like the tiredness that 10,
Hmm.
used to give me the first time around. Are you experiencing any side effects with 10?
Uh, Not really.
No.
10 and
Okay.
5 were my best doses. 7.5 was it's my little bald head step baby. That's what I like to call her. I just did not like that dose, and it did not like me. It gave me every side effect except for sulfur burps. Those are the only side. That's the only side effect I haven't had my entire journey, and I hear about it all the time. I'm like, I don't know what I'm
Oh,
doing different.
them things was bad for me on 7.5. It was so bad that I used to get up and go sleep in the living room because I didn't want him to smell the sulfur burps. That's how bad they were for me on 7.5. Want to say it was really bad. And 7.5 was the only dose that I was on that I had to use Imodium AD almost every other day. When I got to
Wow.
10 is when I started needing help. But 7.5, I used to have to take my electrolytes and take an Imodium AD just to get through the workday. Um,
Yeah, I haven't had those at all my journey. Now I've had them before, like if I had a stomach virus, I've had them before, so I know what they are,
right.
but I haven't
Okay.
had them at all on my journey.
Okay. Tay said she not getting up. Girl, I was like, I'm not doing this. Okay. So what is your one of your go-to quick lunches that are you in at home? Are you in the office? Are you packing lunch?
So I'm work from home.
Okay.
Quick lunches, it can be a go between. Right now, I'm on this little. They're the little Greenfield. They're kind of like Lunchables, but it's the
Okay.
Greenfield brand, and so they're all organic and sweet and nice, and I like them.
Okay.
I'll eat that if I'm just wanting something light and I don't want anything heavy. Otherwise, right now, because again, I'm on this fresh fruit, fresh vegetable fix, I've been heavy into salads.
Okay.
And I usually eat my prepped meal that I cook each week for dinner now instead of me prepping two meals like I used to. Because I used to prep two meals every single week. And I had to dial back because,
That's a
first of
lot.
all, it was. And not only was it a lot just time wise, but it was also a lot because I wasn't finishing half of it. And so it
Okay.
was a lot of wasted food. So I had to just stop.
Okay. So now you're fruits and vegetable girly. Okay, so if you're making a salad, are you going to like chicken breast, chicken thighs, maybe some salmon? What's your go-to?
So my little salad is so unhealthily healthy. In the sense that I use diced ham just because it's convenient. You can buy a lot of it and it's already pre
Oh,
chopped up
okay.
and I don't have to think too
Yeah.
hard. And
Mhm.
so I'll put that. I do use regular ranch. I know I get harped on a little bit about that, but I was like, for the sake of calories and the point that I don't get them
Right.
anywhere else, I might as
Right.
well just use regular ranch and I
I'm
measure
with
it
I'm
every
with
single
you.
time. So
I'm
it's
with
not
you.
like a huge deal. It's literally
Right.
just for this salad. I don't eat ranch all day. So I let it ride.
Okay.
You'll hear a lot of that in my diet that I'm just kind of letting some things ride, but I track everything I eat. So I'm very
Okay.
meticulous about that. And I measure some things. Like with the ham, I'll measure it just so I know how much I'm getting so I can track my protein correctly. And with my
Mm.
ranch dressing, I'll track that for the sake of calories and fat so I know how much I'm getting in, just so I can
Okay.
balance it out with what I'm eating for the rest of the day. So I do track. I know some people are anti tracking, but it's helped me a lot because it helps me to stay really, truly in a caloric deficit, not me thinking I was in one and I really wasn't.
Right. No, we definitely love data. I don't do calories anymore just because I've been, struggling sometime to get them in. So I don't count
Mhm.
calories, but I do count protein. So I do know how much protein that I need to get in each day. But I'm with you because sometimes I was doing that. I don't know if you ever tasted the Bolt House Farm yogurt dressing that they have for salads. They sell it
Yeah.
at Kroger. But I was just like, I'm still struggling to get all my calories in. Why not eat something that I enjoy eating and I need the calories? So I'm with you, and I went back to the regular ranch. If
Hmm.
I'm doing ranch that day, like I'm one of those people, because I eat so many salads, I have a lot of different dressings that I use so that it doesn't taste the same. A different salad dressing can give a salad a whole nother taste. So I
Hmm.
do change up and switch up with those. Okay. So that's lunch. And then what are we doing for dinner? Are we doing just a protein and a vegetable and a fruit? What are we doing for dinner?
Dinner always gets fancy. That's the one
Does
meal
it?
I'll let get fancy. That's where I start pulling
Okay.
out Pinterest, or I just go through my brain and see how can I healthy something up I used to make all the time. And so I'll go
Okay.
and remix an old recipe, or I'll go on Pinterest and I'll find something. So that's where I get pretty fancy with my food. That's about the only
Okay.
fancy meal I'm eating right about now is dinner.
I love a fancy dinner. I love a fancy dinner. Okay, so you remixing, like I know maybe like a taco salad, but you have like a whole Pinterest board that you're doing or that you getting your ideas from. I love that idea.
Hmm.
Okay. So we talked about the type 2 diabetes and we talked about you being on MJ. What would you say is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned thus far on your journey about yourself that you didn't know before?
I won't say I really didn't know it before, but I didn't really realize, um, or I just didn't really pay any mind to. I just, I felt like I didn't care. Like when I think back to me before MJ, I felt like I just didn't care about my health. I was just kind of letting it ride and just letting it do whatever. And I learned now that I care more than I thought I did. It was just at the
Mm,
time I didn't see a way out, so
right,
it just all looked hopeless at that time. And having struggled with type 2 since 15, I was just kind of over it. I
right.
just kind of floating along and seeing what happens at that point. And I know that's a
Okay,
bad way to live, and I don't advise anybody to do that. If you can get help, seek help. But I was literally just floating along. And now I'm hyper obsessed with nutrition. I'm hyper obsessed with fitness. I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can about how our bodies work and how I can help my body do what it needs to do. The right
okay,
foods, the right exercises, and figuring all of that out. I'm kind of obsessed now and I love it.
right,
And
right.
so that's the difference with this journey, because I'll be honest, had VSG back in 2017, 2018, I think.
Okay,
I can't even remember. That's how vague of a memory that is, and that wasn't that long ago. But I had that surgery and I got down to about where I am now. And
okay,
then I was not doing the nutrition things. I was doing all the fitness stuff. I just wasn't doing the nutrition stuff. I just couldn't
okay.
get my brain around it at that time. And so I've come a long way on this journey versus that one with how
Right.
obsessed I am now with it, and how I'm more concerned about my actual health than just looking good. Cuz looking good is great,
Right.
but the health is everything.
It's a lot of people walking around that look good on the outside and insides is effed up.
Mhm.
Just because they not prioritizing the whole person. Um, so you mentioned you had VSG. Have you noticed in the community, like on your FYP, that people in this community are now more focused on being healthy than what they aesthetically look like?
Oh yeah. That's been a
Yeah.
shift. I've been in this community for a long, long time. I watched for longer than I actually participated. So I was actually able to see a lot. And it used to be, at least to me, that's what it seemed like. It seemed it was aesthetic. And so I think that was another reason why a lot of people had a hard time grasping that people were doing this for their health, because to
Right.
me, even being a part of it, I could see it looked a little aesthetic. It looked a little about being as skinny as possible, being as
Right.
thin as possible, and it wasn't really focused on health. Versus now, you hear people talking about all their different health issues. They're more open about their struggles on this journey. They go up and down, and they're honest about it now more so than they were. I felt like people weren't as honest in the beginning. Like stalls weren't something people talked about. It just
Right.
wasn't heard of. You would have thought everybody who was on it was just losing, and that's all they
Mm-hmm.
did. All they did was lose, and then they got to goal, and it was like, bam, here they are. But I was like, that's not realistic. And when I started my journey and started to share it openly, I wanted to share all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, and
Right.
all my little weird feelings along my journey with body dysmorphia. I've shared it all because people need to see it. People need to hear it.
Right. No, you are right. And I noticed that I get a lot more messages the more I share. So we call ourselves Team TMI just because we share all the things. Like, unfortunately, I'm an oversharer. I've always been that way. And this is the first community where I've been a part of where that wasn't a bad thing, right? Like my friends will always be like, "You always oversharing." Or my daughter, I'll be in the supermarket talking to somebody and she'd be like, "Why are you telling them people your business?" Right? But that's just what I do. I like talking to people sometimes. Like sometimes that's another story. But anyway, back to you. Back to you. But this is the first community that I've been embraced, that it has embraced me for being an oversharer. And people, you're right. People do need to hear it, the good, bad, and the ugly. People want to hear it because they're experiencing the same thing at home. Um,
Hmm.
but I kind of want to shift gears and ask if you practice any type of mindfulness. Like, do you meditate? Do you do any type of yoga or Pilates? What do you do for self care in mindfulness?
I probably should do more than what I actually do. I won't call it necessarily yoga, but
Okay.
I do take time to just kind of settle myself, and I'll do it like after my workouts, just to one, cool down, two, to just take a moment to breathe and just think for a
Okay.
second, and to let myself just be with me and God, and it's just me and Him for a second, and kind of just release for a moment,
Okay.
because I need it. I need it more than I actually do it. I don't do it often enough. I need to work on that.
Okay.
I'm
No,
a
no,
little
no.
go hard in the paint, so
I get
I
it.
just kind of go
I
and go.
definitely get it. I definitely get it. How are you with getting rid of the clutter? Getting rid of the clothes that no longer fit you. Are you still walking around the house with them same clothes, or did you put them in a bag and donate them? I just need to
Mm,
know because I've been getting on the team about doing that. Okay,
mm.
moving
Yeah.
right along. moving, moving right along. I've been getting on the team about wearing that stuff around. Like, we in a new body. We gotta show it off. We gotta show it off and enjoy and love ourselves at every step of the journey. So I encourage you before the end of the new month comes in, before a new month, before October come in, to prioritize. Even if it's just one. Even if it's just one sweatshirt, one hoodie, one pair of sweatpants that no longer fit you, throw it out so that you can make room for new things. Because I wanted to ask you this: what is different? What is different about this time? Like, what makes this time so different?
I won't lie to you. When I started this journey, I was in a bad place. I was mentally just over it. I was done. I was just living until it was over. It was it. I wasn't trying anything. I didn't want to try anything. I didn't want to make an effort. But I saw my friends on here.
Mm,
They encouraged me. And when I talked to my doctor, she had brought it up about 2 or 3 visits before the one in March, and I was like, you know what? She keeps bringing it up. I see these people online. So I don't know if I trust it. I said, what if it doesn't work for me? Because I'm 399 pounds.
Right.
Will it work for me? That was my biggest fear going into it. But I pushed past it. I had to, because when she told me my A1C was creeping back up, I was like, here we go again. My eyesight was starting to get blurry all the time. Um, I had diabetic neuropathy, like the worst. It was every single day, pins and needles in my feet every single day. And I was like, I am tired of living this way. And I think that was like my breaking point. Like I
Yeah.
had to do something. And so in this journey, what's made the difference is because I think I hit rock bottom. I'll call it my rock bottom. That's the lowest I've ever felt. And
Okay.
so going into this journey was way different. And I came in fighting tooth and nail. I've been exercising since day one. I've been counting my calories since day one. I didn't give myself any adjustment period. I just went head first into it and locked in.
Okay. Okay. So for me, my highest A1C was 8.9. It is now at a 5.6, which, is good for me. And I didn't feel like the medicine started working until I got that under control, right? It took me a while to understand that part of it because I thought that the more I titrated up, the higher the dose. Like in the beginning, I had this medication like so backwards. I thought the higher I went up the dose, the less I would be able to eat and the more weight that would come off, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
understanding that the medication didn't work that way, that I had to get my A1C. Like it was working, but it was working on getting that A1C down and controllable before I would start to see all the other benefits of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it was made for. And I didn't necessarily have to titrate up in order for that to happen. I could have stayed on the lower doses a lot longer than I did. But what was your starting A1C and how are you doing with that, managing it now?
So I was a 10.2 starting off. I've been rocking out at about a 5.3, 5.2 the last 2 times it's been tested. Um,
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I am a
Okay.
proponent for staying on a low dose if it's working. I've been an advocate for that. The only dose I kind of just played around with and didn't stay on was 7.5 just because it didn't agree with me. But
Okay.
all my other doses, I've done a minimum of 3 months. I'm in my eighth box of 10 now. I did
Okay.
3 boxes of 2.5 and I did 8 boxes of 5.
Okay. Okay. Um, so you said, when was the last time, that you did like any type of online shopping? It doesn't have to be about clothes or are you a TikTok shop girly? Are you a Shein girly? What's going on with the shopping?
Let's see. I'm a little all over the place. I do Sheen. I'm a little bit of a Torrid girly when they're having a good sale. I can't get in Torrid all
Okay.
the time, but when I do, it's usually for a sale. Um, Now I'm in about a I say I'm still in between sizes. Everybody else says I'm a 1X now. I had to just take their
Okay.
word for it.
Right. Come on, 1X. Okay. So you do Shein. Now are
Hmm.
you, because I haven't seen, but loving ourselves at every stage. This summer I've been seeing people in crop tops, doing all the things. Are you one more now where you're more comfortable showing a little bit more skin, or are you still getting to that point?
Uh, Body dysmorphia doesn't let me be great. On a good day, I'm more comfortable wearing something that actually fits because part of me keeping the old clothes is I don't like the way I look. So I'll wear bigger clothes to still kind of hide myself, quote
Okay.
unquote. I started buying 1X tops from Torrid. I bought them several months ago and just didn't believe I could actually get in them. So they were just sitting in my closet collecting dust.
Okay.
And I think it was 4th of July, and I pulled out the shirt that I bought, and I was like, I'm just going to try it and see on a wild whim. Let's see what happens. And I was like, yeah, you're in a 1X. I don't know why. I thought I was still bigger than that. I only stayed in 2X for about 3 months, apparently, because it happened so fast and it went away so fast.
What?
But yeah, my
What happened?
inches inched like crazy between like January and I want to say it was like August. Like all of a sudden I lost like a ton of inches and it was crazy. And all of a sudden I was in a 1X and I was like, what happened? I didn't even know what happened.
Really? Okay.
hmm
Um, so my next question. Are you a makeup girly? Makeup, skincare? Did that change when you started this journey? Did it make it worse? What are we buying? What are we doing with our skin? Because the skin, you just in the house, in the office right now, and the skin is glowing, and I want to know all the things. I'm nosy.
So it's not much to share. I made Jay's blood pressure go up talking about my skincare routine because it's literally three
No.
things. I mean, when I say three things, it's really three things, and it's kind of sad.
Jay uses 5 toners, so I know his pressure went up if you told him you only using 3 things. He does.
Skincare always makes me giggle because I'm like, okay, it's Dove, unscented Dove on my face at night, and then I go to
Okay.
bed. And then I wake up in the morning and I do my Neutrogena facial wash. I'll do that in the morning with a brush. And then I
Okay.
put Vaseline lotion on my face, and that's it. That's literally it. That's all of it.
I'm not mad at that because guess what? You're being consistent with it and you're using other products. I thought you was gonna say you just using the Dove morning and night. Then I might have been like, wait a minute. But you using the Neutrogena, it's okay. It's something and it's working. It's working for you.
Thank you.
Morning, sissy. Um, okay. So we talked about type 2. Morning, Rose. We talked about type 2, we talked about shopping, makeup, all the things. And you are down 130. What? Hold on. What's next for Shavonte? Where do you see yourself going next in this journey?
Uh, I used to say my goal was 200, like just to get to 200 and see what that looks like. And then if it doesn't feel like I've done enough or if I'm not satisfied with it, then I would adjust that goal. But now I'm starting to think it might be a little more than 200. It might be around 220, 230.
Okay.
And I know that may sound funny to some people because the goal is to get the smallest number possible. But for me, the way my body has been shaped, if I get much smaller than 200, I'm going to start looking a little weird, getting a little lollipop effect where your head starts looking all big because your body's so little.
Not the lollipop.
It's a lollipop. I want to be a lollipop. So I'm trying to
Okay, so
avoid that as much as possible, but I'm feeling it out. It's more of a goal feeling now than it was an actual hardcore goal.
okay, so it's more about how you feel, not necessarily the number. Okay. Which I think is important. Are you one of those girls that are doing all the things like with the supplements and the lipo B and C? Is that something that you're trying? Are you on a multivitamin? Any of that going on?
I am a self-diagnosed supplement junkie. I love supplements. I'm a queen of
Not a
trying
junkie.
something. Oh, I'm bad about it. If I pulled everything out, it'd take forever to go through everything. But I do have a slew of vitamins that I use on a regular basis. My really true supplements, I do fenugreek now and maca root. And then
Okay.
I also do sisses, which I've talked about on my page a little bit. That's kind of helped me along on my journey. One, it's been studied to help with losing. So that was my primary thing, but I also saw studies about it for inflammation, and I have wear and tear arthritis in my hips and knees. And
Wait,
so
tell us the name of that again.
it's Cissus quadrangularis. It's got a bit of a name to it. It's linked on my page if you ever want to see on Amazon the brand I get. But I've been
Okay.
taking it for, it's been a while since I started taking it. I think I've been taking it for, I want to say it was about like November, December of last year I started this.
Okay.
And I
And you've
absolutely
seen the
love it.
difference in the
Hmm.
inches? Inches is inching?
The inches are
Really?
inching. And it also, for people who struggle with the appetite suppression, with it wearing off, it does help give you a little extra layer of appetite suppression. Not as much as a GLP-1, but it definitely gives you a little boost when it's feeling weak.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
check that out in the shop because um, sometimes by day 5, I find myself eating more snacks than I would day 2 or 3, right? And so
Hmm.
what I've tried to do is just make sure that those meals that I'm prioritizing, getting more calories in with the meal than start snacking, because once I start snacking, my body just kind of go back to like the way that it used to be and
Hmm.
gorge. And so I don't want to do that. So I've been trying to just put more calories into what I've been eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner instead of doing all the snacking. Because
Hmm.
that can definitely happen. Um, so you are right now, your goal is to get to 200
Hmm.
and then figure out. See, mine was to get to 180 because that'll be 100 pounds for me. And so I was just like, I want to get to 180 and then let my body decide what it wants to do. Because I've seen people on here that are just like, I wanted to be 165 and then I switched over to compound and I lost another 20 pounds where I wasn't even
Hmm.
trying to. And I was like, I would just love to lose 20 unintentionally, right? Like it
Right.
just happened. But that hasn't been the case for me. But I did, like I said, see more progress once I got my A1C under control. Now, have you and your doctor discussed a number or range that she wants you to stay in with the type 2?
Um, Not really. With my A1C being in a good place, she's just been kind of letting me float. She's been letting me make those
Okay.
decisions, and she's kind of going off based off of what I'm saying. As long as all my blood work comes back fine, as long as all I'm feeling okay, she's okay with kind of letting me feel it out and figure out what feels comfortable to me. She's a doctor of internal medicine. She's a little different.
Okay.
I always tell people to think about the type of doctors they're going to see, especially when they're getting treatment for obesity or type 2, because not all doctors are created equal. There are some general
Right.
practitioners that's basically it. They're general practitioners and they generally handle things. With doctors who are more specialized, you may get a different layer of treatment than you would have gotten at a GP. Like with her being a
Okay.
doctor of internal medicine, she kind of handles all the ins and outs. She asked me about my mental health. She asked me about everything basically. And she's kind of a one stop shop for me. She's looking to retire, and I'm a little sad because she's been with me since I first got diagnosed when I was 15. So I'm not looking to
Oh,
lose her. But,
right. She's a family member now.
right. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, she's great. She's awesome. I love her.
Okay. Well, I want to officially congratulate you on becoming a member of Team CMI. You are welcome to come back anytime. Does anyone in the comments have any questions that you want to ask? If you're not already following Shavonte, please give her a follow. If you're in Shavonte's live and you're not following me, please give me a follow. Morning, Bethany. Morning, Stephanie. Is there any questions? Thank you, Jersey. Anybody have any questions before I let exceptionally me go? Okay. I think I answered all the questions. Oh, Tay wants to know what's your favorite cottage cheese recipe?
None, because cottage cheese does not belong in my diet.
They
I
always
love
messing with
cottage cheese for
somebody.
everybody, but I can't get jiggy with it. It's not
Yeah.
my thing.
I'm
Mm-mm.
with we on the same page with that because I don't fool with the cottage cheese. And they like, well, blend it and add it in your spaghetti. And I'm like, I still gotta look at it to blend it up. I don't want
Right.
that. No,
Mm-mm.
thank you. I know it has all
No.
the protein and it's all the rage amongst the kids.
Right.
I understand that, but I'm good.
And here's my
Morning,
thing with the
Sabrina.
cottage cheese. It's like, okay, great, it has protein, but what are you doing to actually use all this protein you're consuming? Like, you ain't really doing nothing with it, then the cottage cheese is there for nothing. Like, it's just
Right.
there. It's
So
just
I
there to
want to
say you got the
ask.
protein.
That's it. That's all it's doing. I want to ask. So I am officially a partner of Go Pure Products. Would you be open if I was to send you some to use them in addition to the three products that you're using right now?
Yes.
Because I know you've been using them for a while, and sometimes people are like, no, I'm not using nothing different. I've been using this for years and it worked for me. But I just wanted to know if you'd be open if I was to send you something. Would you try to start incorporating that into your routine? I just, I was just wondering. Morning, makeup.
For
Okay, hold
sure.
on.
I'll be willing to try.
Okay. Well, thank you. You are more than welcome to stay, hang out with the team. If you want to drop down, you that's fine too. But I'm gonna invite some of my people up to see if they want to hang out with you, if they have any questions for you that I missed, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Deanne. How
Good.
are you?
I'm doing good.
Good
Good.
Sitting
morning.
here, laying in the bed while you walking.
That is okay.
How
That is
you
okay.
doing? How you doing, Shavonte?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I've never seen you live. How you doing, girl?
I'm
I just
good.
always comment on your posts and everything. Say, Led, what are y'all talking about? I just came on.
Um, okay, so we were talking about all the things, Javante's journey on
Hmm.
this, skincare, makeup, clothes,
Okay.
foods. She just put us up on a new supplement
Okay.
that helps with cravings, not cravings, but suppression, right? It helps with a
Okay.
little bit of suppression. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out and on her Amazon storefront.
Okay. What's the name of it?
It's Cissus quadrangularis. It's a
Oh
bit of a
yeah.
name, but it definitely has helped me on my journey.
Oh yeah, a lot of people take that in the community. I've heard of that.
I never
Hmm.
heard of it till
Uh-huh. A
this
lot of people
morning.
take it. I think Andrew, uh, who else was on there? I think it was I think Mama Glenda tried it too. Did a live a couple months ago.
Hmm.
They say
Really?
it really helps. Yeah.
Okay. I just thought that people was doing lipo B and C. That was the only thing that I thought that they were doing to help with that.
Oh yeah, you probably can go in and do some research with it, but I'm sure she gave some good information, Shavante. How
Yeah.
did I miss that? So what's your
And
experience with it?
berberine.
What kind of changes have you seen, Shavante?
One I mentioned was the suppression. It
Mm-hmm.
definitely helps me get through those last couple of days when it's time for another shot.
Uh-huh.
To help carry me over. The
Uh-huh.
other thing I was saying was because I have wear and tear arthritis in my hips and knees, so I get inflammation a lot.
Yeah.
That cystis has been researched to help with inflammation, and that was one of my primary reasons for starting to take it
Yeah.
was that. And so I started taking it and noticed immediately a difference. When I had to stop taking it for about a week or two, it definitely hurt my feelings because I had just forgot to refill on it, and so I didn't have it, and so I had to wait, and then because it was out of stock, and then when it finally did get back in stock, I bought it some more and got back on it and noticed immediately the difference between how my hips and my knees were feeling
Wow.
on and off of it.
I might need to grab me some and ask my doctor, can I take it?
You,
Baby, my
you and me
hip.
both.
Woo, my hip. I'm in physical therapy right now, and I did my first day this week. And honey, I promise y'all, in 1 freaking hour, my whole body went in shock, and I had spasms, y'all. I've never done that. I had physical therapy last year for my knee, but this year I said I didn't do that last year. What's happening? I had to go get a
What?
massage. I literally had to go get a massage, y'all, because my body spazzed out so bad. I was on the couch balled up. No lie.
Mm.
They didn't do anything but work my hip.
Oh.
I've been like this for a little bit, but since March I had pelvic pain and stuff, and but since whatever they opened up in that hip, my whole body spazzed. And I was in
I'm so
chronic pain.
sorry.
So that's some good information. No, I'm definitely gonna ask my doctor, can I do that? Because I have high blood pressure too, so I don't know if I'll be able to take that. So we'll see. But
Right.
your videos, baby, your skin is popping. I know everybody
Thank
loves
you.
Go.
Thank you, girl.
Yes, everybody loves Go Pure, and I haven't tried it yet. But honey, everybody loves that Go Pure, honey. But your
They do.
videos is really cute, and I love it. And the last one you posted, you said, "I got what you need." Girl, I said, "I know that's right."
I got what you need. The
Honey, you
pusher
said, "I got
man.
what you
Morning to
need." Yeah.
yes. Anything that you need. And I
And I can
just
see the changes too.
you
I can see
can.
your skin looks brighter. Like real fresh and
Thank you.
brighter, and then the moisture, I can tell your moisture is better too. From
It
when you do
most definitely
your
is.
videos on the right in I guess on the steps or whatever you do your
Uh-huh.
video, you definitely can tell the difference. Like the texture, you can
Oh,
see the
thank you.
difference. Like this.
You can.
I can
And
see
I
it.
can feel it. Even like in the lines in my forehead, they're
Uh-huh.
not as deep as they used to be.
Oh, wow.
Good morning, Brenda. Yeah, they're not as deep. Like they're still there, but they used to be like so bad. But
Yeah, it looks
definitely could feel
good.
the difference.
Yeah, it
So
definitely looks
I
good. I
I
can
approved
see it.
of. So Shavonte said that I could send her some products that she would be
Yay.
open to trying
Yay.
them because tell Deanne, tell Makeup what your regimen is right now.
Okay, what's up, Richard?
tell her what your regimen is right now.
So right now I'm using Dove Unscented at night, and I wash my face,
That's
and then I
okay.
go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning. I use an unscented cleanser by Neutrogena, and then I use Vaseline lotion for moisturizer.
Girl.
Right.
That's it.
But I
Oh my
told her it's still a
God.
regimen because
Yeah, it is.
some people not even doing that.
Yeah, because Dove is amazing. Like the original is amazing. A lot of
Hmm.
dermatologists recommend Dove because some people have super sensitive skin. But
Right.
as we age, our pores get clogged, our skin changes, as well as you need to do. I recommend everybody do a system and don't do like 4, 5 products that's different from different companies because you
Hmm.
never know what's working, what's not working. So when you do a system, that's just like getting your hair done. When you do a system, you know exactly what's working, what's not working, what you need to adjust. Because say you do Neutrogena, you may be allergic to something in Neutrogena and you break out in hives, and then you like, man, I don't know why my skin peeling,
Hmm.
But if you have
Hmm.
a system, then you know that, hey, it's targeting, each thing works together. And that's why they get systems for hair, They get systems for skincare, etc. Because it all targets different things, and they're all
It
beneficial, and
absolutely
they work
does.
together. They work together, so that's why it's good to have a system.
That part, makeup. They work together. That part.
But
And
it's
like
so
Tiffany
true.
said,
It's so
before
true.
she started her skincare routine, she didn't use any cleanser on her face. Me either. I was using a bar soap. Remember that old school bar? Well, I don't know how old it is, but it's called Ambi.
Oh yeah.
Ambi. I was using Ambi and then putting products on. It was like, no, just find something, use the cleanser, use the toner. Like, what I love about it is that it steps to it and they give it to you so you can't mess it up. And they all work together.
Exactly.
Um,
And it's
yeah,
good to
so you
switch
are right.
up. And it's good to switch up after a while because your body gets used to, just like hair products, etc. Your body gets used to, your hair gets used to it. And you notice how when you first start using a product, you like, oh, my hair feels so good. Oh, my skin feels so good. It's really changed.
Hmm.
But after, as the seasons change, we got to change up on our hair products. We got to change on makeup. Cause
Yeah.
makeup too, you got to change the different seasons. So, cause our skin needs different things, and then when you
Hmm.
have hair follicles and everything, you got skin underneath them hair in them hair follicles. So you got to think of that too. So all of it works together. I'm a
You are
cosmetologist
right.
too. I'm a cosmetologist
Right.
too. So
So
these are
how
facts.
about I had to learn that the hard way, right? I had went on a girls trip and we went in spring and I hadn't changed. This was when I was wearing foundation. I hadn't changed from my MAC makeup that I was using, the foundation. And I used the winter one, the one I was using like in October, November. I was using that in May and June. And when I tell you, after I put it on and I looked in the mirror, I was looking like Casper. I was like, this makeup
Girl.
ain't that old. I just bought this. But I didn't realize that you had to change based
Exactly.
off because of your skin changing and it being a
Exactly.
different season. I needed a different shade. I
Yeah.
had to go wash my whole face off because I was looking like Casper. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I only took this one picture in the bathroom. Because when I put it on, I didn't see it. But when that flash hit it, I said, oh, hell no. I had to wash my face. So
Yeah.
you are right about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live soon, y'all. Y'all been pushing me. Everybody, and then somebody, I can't say no name, asked me to go, two people asked me to go on live. So I'm gonna be going on live, then I'm just gonna pop up. You know how I do.
Right. And
I'm
she
gonna
will
pop
just
up,
pop
I'm
up.
be like,
I'm
surprise,
definitely going to use
surprise.
it.
I'm gonna come in and show everybody some love because everybody's been so amazing, in the community, and
Hmm.
very welcoming. And I have a lot to share. I really do.
We know you do. We've been trying to, and I know you're giving Team TMI the exclusive. Wait a minute,
Uh-huh.
because we've been pushing you since April. Like, girl,
Yes.
I know I make videos and people like, ooh, like, I feel like you talking to me. And am, and in the words of my friend Tiffany,
Yeah.
and am, I'm talking to you. If you feel attacked because I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
go live, especially because people being in my messages like, I've done a live, but I've never done a shop live. And I'm scared and I'm nervous. And I'm like, I was scared and nervous. The first one that I did, it went completely wrong. I didn't have sound on. I didn't even have the products pinned. Like anything that you think is going to go wrong in that first shop live is going to go wrong. But you learn. I learned from that. I learned to make a checklist. Make sure you check your sound. Make sure you got your lighting right. Make sure that you have the products pinned. Like I don't forget that stuff now. And you have to go through things sometimes to remember what it is that you need to do. So I encourage anybody,
Yes.
listen, life is life, and these paychecks from these 9 to 5s, we are making them stretch beyond stretchability, right? We
Yeah.
Yep.
stretching it. Why not, if you're already using a product, tell your friends about it. Hey, this is what I'm using. It's working for me. Maybe you can try it. It might work for you. That's all. That's all people are doing in the shop
Yep.
live. Nobody's just like press the button, click the button, click the cart, get it,
Right.
get it, get it, get it, get it. They just saying, listen,
Exactly.
this is what I'm using. This is how it's worked for me. And maybe you should try it. And it's up to the person whether or not they want to try it. Tiffany
Right.
says, I'm stacked on the routine now is time consuming, but heck, beauty is pain. Right. And I
And
feel
beauty
like I
costs.
felt that way in the
Yeah.
beginning, that it was time consuming. But now I put them things on, I wait the 60 seconds to put the next one on. And, I'm doing eye treatment. I'm doing all the things. And I love it. I feel like it's a part of my self care routine,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm pouring
Yep.
into me.
Yeah, beauty costs too. I mean, and then the older you get, if you don't start taking care of your skin now, oh my God, it's gonna show.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
That
definitely
part.
gonna show. Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna show,
That
and
part.
you'll be like, "Oh Lord, where this come from?"
Right. That part.
Yeah.
Right. Just
Oh.
getting a routine under wraps now before. Because I was just like, listen, I was one of them people. Black don't crack. I don't need that. I ain't putting all that stuff on my face. My skin sensitive. It's going to break me out. I
Right.
get, not to try a product, not to get hooked on a product. And here I am, hooked, hook, line, and sinker. If you would have told me a year ago that I would be in these streets slanging these Go Pure products the way I am, I would have called you a liar. But I believe in them and they work. So I'm just telling my friends about it. And
Yeah.
I seen your
Yep.
message, Lady Puff. I seen you. She said I'm open too. I'm good. I got to get everybody's address so I can
Yeah.
send y'all some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it
Yeah,
definitely is worth it.
I tried and tag you too.
You will? Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I try and tag you, and then who knows, y'all might eventually get that brush cleaner video.
Right.
Girl, I'm so behind.
Right.
Lord, but the
Girl.
main thing, all honesty, my focus was to work on my health because I got things going on, and when everybody hear my story, they're gonna be like, wow, that's why. That's why. So,
Okay.
you can't tell everybody everything, but
Right.
Right.
yeah, I'm working on my health, and my main priority is me right now. And that's why I'm
Right.
not the norm. I'm not like everybody else. My page is not like everybody else. It ain't nothing like me like everybody else. And so my
Right.
goal when I pray, I just like, Lord, what do you want me to do? How you want me to do it, etc. And so I literally have to listen to him because I don't want to just get on here and say anything. I want it to be impact people and really help. You know what I mean? Because I ain't
Absolutely.
trying to be showboat or just like it's about me. It's like when I say things, I really think about others. Because the gifts you have is not just for you; it's for others. So, that's the point.
Makeup. We was talking about that the other day, and it was just like, when you're blessed with it.
Oh, you dropped.
Can you see me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what you do with your gift is giving back to God because He gave it to you,
Yep.
right? And so
Right.
what you gonna do with it? You gonna be selfish and keep it to yourself?
Yep.
No. And so some people have a hard time with deciding whether or not they want to share their gift. So I said, well, let me open up my platform and just ask people questions. That way they can feel like they're sharing, but they don't have all that pressure on them to do it
Exactly.
themselves and do the live, right?
Exactly.
But on top of that, I'm talking to people that inspire me. Like you ladies inspire me each day in your own way. And so I feel grateful. I feel grateful.
Yeah.
I
We
didn't
appreciate
charge my
you
phone
too.
last night, so it's getting ready to die. So I'm gonna
Oh my
end
God.
this. I thought I charged it. It was on the charger. It wasn't. But I so appreciate all of
Yes,
you for
thank you for
coming
having me
in.
up this
Thank
early.
you.
You're welcome.
Yes. And you have a
You're
good day,
welcome.
Led, okay?
You
I
too. You
appreciate
too. You
you.
guys, I thank you. You could have been in anybody else's life, but you decided to spend this time with me on this good old Saturday. And I am so appreciative. I love you. Thank you. I will see you guys later in these TikTok streets. Oh, wait, one more thing.
Mhm.
before my phone died. All of the interviews that I'm doing, they are available for you to watch on my YouTube channel. My name is Let Your Light Shine over there also, so you can go back and watch this. Shavonte, I should have this uploaded for you by this evening. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all. I wanted to tell you about, oh, and I'm doing a battle today. My agency has me set up with a battle for this evening. I don't know who or where the person is, but if you've ever seen a live battle, you kind of just have your followers just, give you some likes, and then the person that you're battling, that person's followers give them likes, and whoever has the most likes at the end wins the battle. It's 5 minutes, but it'll be this evening at 6 o'clock. So I'll see you guys later. I'll probably do a shop live with some Go Pure products, but I need to go take a shower right now. Again, thank you. I love you. I'll see y'all
All
later.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right.